I guess I should be enjoying myself.
You don't know me.
I know.
But you should. I mean, you will. But I know you. You're Nick Hartley, ace photographer. I had to improvise. I hope I haven't overexposed any of your film.
What happened to your clothes?
I used your shower. You don't have anything better than this stuff for me to put on, do you?
Try this.
Thank you. Incidentally, I was the one who put that reggae tape on. I hope you like it.
You have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 minute to tell me what you're doing here. I'd hate to have to call the police.
Why would you do that? I haven't stolen anything, have I?
I don't know. Have you? I mean, I have to inventory my cameras to find out.
Nick, you were 5 years old when you got your first camera.
30 seconds.
You took it to bed with you every night.
Let's stop playing This Is Your Life. Who the hell are you and what are you doing here?
I'm here because Dylan's coming. I'm here to meet him.
What?
Well, that's a big step, Ted, and a smart one. But listen, you should stay in town, man. I don't want you going anywhere. No, you don't have to find anybody. You should do what I tell you.
Tell him to come home.
Eden says to come home. Good. All right, thanks for calling, and give me another call when you get back. Okay, bye.
Wait, what did you let me
Ted?
talk to him?
I'm sorry, I didn't think.
What'd he say?
He said that he and Christy have decided to tell the truth, that the whole thing was an accident, and they'll explain it when they get back. Meanwhile, Lakin has walked out on him, and he doesn't know where she is.
So Lakin was able to convince him then?
Yeah, apparently so. All we have to do now is map out what really happened. I can go to the DA and see if I can get him to drop the charges against Ted.
I'm so glad he decided to tell the truth. You think you're going to be able to help him?
Well, I'll do what I can, you know that.
Yes, I do. You're terrific.
You're not so bad yourself, except for that one major flaw.
One major flaw? What's that?
It's your name. I mean, Eden Capwell is nice, but don't you think that Eden Castillo has a certain dramatic tension to it?
I don't know. How about Eden Capwell Castillo?
Is that with a hyphen or without?
I don't know. I have to see how it looks better.
Whichever. It has to be done soon. Agreed?
Yes. Very soon. You know, lately I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I feel like I'm more on top of things than I used to be.
What sort of things?
Like the world, my own destiny.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I've been hoping I could do a little something to cheer you up.
You've done everything to make me cheery. I just have two things I need to worry about now, and that's Daddy's condition and dealing with Mason. The one thing I know for sure is that Mason's got to be kept out of Capwell affairs. Because if he's not, he's going to cause nothing but trouble.
Oh, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray. Nothing to pray for, is there? All my prayers have been answered. Oh, Gina, not tonight, I told you. Later, for heaven's sakes. Later.
Cece, I came to say goodnight. And to tell you, I hope you're happier than I am. I've never felt so alone in my life, or so much under attack by everybody in the family. You probably don't care, do you? You probably think I have it coming. But Cece, I don't. I haven't deserved any of this treatment. But that's all right. It is gonna be all right now because Mason's coming back. And he's gonna stand by me and help me fight for what's rightfully mine. Cece? I wonder, can you hear me? Do you have any idea at all of what I'm saying? I hope you do. Because I want you to know the truth. I want you to know how I really feel about Mason. I love Mason. Even more than I ever loved you. I hope you understand that. You found out Mason was my lover. But did you guess that he was my love? I didn't either. I didn't. But it happened.
I'd like to come to the houseboat tonight.
Okay.
I just don't know if I should because of Daddy. I don't know if I should leave him alone.
Eden, he's got the best care. He's got the most up-to-date equipment. You've seen to all that. What more can you do? Chaining yourself to his bedside isn't going to make him get well any quicker.
I don't want him to feel like he's being deserted.
How can he feel that, darling? He knows you love him. And how hard you've been fighting his battles for him. He knows.
I hope you're right.
I'm right. Ask yourself, how often have I been wrong?
I would say every hour on the hour, but...
I haven't been wrong since the time I got in the shower with my socks on.
Oh, really? And when was that?
It was this morning. But it won't happen again if you spend the night with me, I promise. Besides, tonight's important to me.
Oh?
Yeah. I want to finish up a little something I started a while back.
And what's that?
Well, it has to do with how I hurt my leg.
I wouldn't mind finishing up that business.
You wouldn't?
No.
Well, what do you say we dedicate ourselves to it?
Are you in love? Look at you. Cece, what a strange situation to be in, Being in love with Mason and married to you. And I intend to stay that way. Do you think Mason likes these earrings? Oh, I don't know. Do you know, the only thing that gives me the slightest bit of hope is knowing that you hate Sophia now, even more than you hate me. I know what I did to you to keep the divorce papers from being signed probably started your attack.
You're not gonna get rid of me, Daddy, please. I won't let you.
But, you know, I don't feel guilty about it, Cece. I don't, not after all you did to me. And I still feel I have more of a right to be here than Sophia does. More of a right to be your wife and to share in your wealth. I worked too hard for you to cut me out with just a stroke of a pen. I really pray you understand what I'm saying to you. I want you to know how I feel.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm talking to Cece.
Where's the nurse?
She's on a break.
I don't like you being alone here with my father.
Why not?
Because I don't trust you. And if he's able to realize that you're here, he would be very unhappy.
Well, he doesn't realize it, and I have every right to be here.
I don't know what you're talking about. He was going to throw you out of this house so fast until those papers mysteriously disappeared, and everyone in this family knows it.
They don't know anything of the kind, Eden. Your father loves me. Well, maybe not at first, but later he learned to.
Learning to love Gina. Gee, I wonder where they give lessons like that. At some used car lot somewhere?
You know, the whole problem is nobody ever gave me a chance. But you were against me most of all.
That's right. I admit it. Now do as I say and get away from my father.
Leave me alone.
I'll leave you alone. If you leave my father alone, and I will not stand here and argue with you in his sick room. I'm sure you have more feeling for him than that. You claim to love him, but you don't seem to care about what's best for him.
I do care about him.
Then why are you carrying on like this? He would not want you here, hovering over his bed, whining about your mistreatment at everybody else's hands. If he could talk, he'd have you out of here so fast
No,
your head
he
would
wouldn't.
spin.
He didn't sign those divorce papers because he doesn't want to lose me. And if he hadn't had this stroke, we'd still be together.
As far as those papers are concerned, I think you had everything to do with it. You tricked him one way or another.
All I wanted to do was just to tell him how sorry I was about what happened, and that I'd make it up to him when he got better. And I will make it up to him. But in the meantime, Eden, I'm going to go on fighting to stay in this house as his wife.
You can't win. You have no power. And Mason's not even here to fight for you.
We'll see about that.
Yes, we will see about that. And we'll see about that tomorrow at that important meeting of the board of directors of Capital Enterprises, because you are allowed to sit there and watch, but you have no say at all.
Well, you're right, Eden. Without Mason, I won't be able to do anything, will I?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, it seems as if Eden wins again, doesn't it? But things aren't always what they seem.
Mason.
You're crazy. You might know something about me, but there is no way that my brother's going to come see me right now.
Really?
Because he just started his last year of medical school. As a matter of fact, I just got a letter from him that he sent me from Jamaica.
Oh, a letter. And what did he say in it?
I've got it around here someplace. It was to remind me that his tuition was due again. Where did you happen to meet Dylan anyway?
We just became friends, sort of birds of a feather flocking together.
Huh. He never mentioned you to me before. Here it is. Dear Nicholas, tuition time again, old boy. Sorry. I know it's the only time you hear from me. But how can I write with my hands knee-deep in cadavers? In case you've lost track, I'm starting my last year and doing great. You and the folks are going to be proud of me. It won't be long now before I'm out in the world, robbing the rich to cure the poor. I hope you're doing okay in Santa Barbara. Maybe I'll start my new practice there when the time comes. There's no law that says a doctor can't be tanned and fit, is there? Ha ha. Anyway, for now, best of luck, Dylan. You see this?
And he's only written you about medical school?
I just got the last of the money together today to send off to him. As a matter of fact, I put it in the mailbox tonight. It's been kind of a tough year, and I've been a little bit broke.
But you've continued to support him?
I promised to see him through medical school, and I've almost done it. Why don't you get dressed? There's no need for you to stand around in a towel.
Okay.
Where did you meet Dylan?
The islands.
Virgin? Sandwich? Hawaiian?
The Caribbean. I think you should have this back.
Wait a minute. This is the check I was sending to Dylan. What did you do, steal it?
Do I look like a thief?
I don't know. What does a thief look like when she's undressed?
Oh, you got a point there. A nutty one, but still a point. Oh.
Nick, you gotta learn to lock your... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you would be alone. How stupid of me.
I thought I was alone too, Cruz.
Well, should I could come back some other time.
No. Come right in. More the merrier. Cruz, this is,
Janice.
Janice, this is Cruz. From the police.
Just please remember that Mrs. Capel is not to be allowed in this room anymore. I do not want her upsetting my father.
Oh, I didn't know.
No,
I thought that
Esquerdo, he's married to her, but only until he gets better and he can officially divorce her. I say, will you excuse me? I'm so sorry, Daddy. I know you didn't want to have to live this way.
If there is a chance that I have a massive stroke, and it leaves me incapacitated or in a coma, then I want you to promise me you won't let me suffer.
Daddy, please don't talk like this.
Eden, we've got to face this. If the time comes when you have to make that decision, I want you to know my wishes. Now, I trust you. I want you to promise me that you won't let a bunch of tubes and machines keep me alive.
Daddy, you're not gonna die.
Promise me.
I won't let you.
Promise me. Will you do that?
I promise you, but it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna die.
This is Mason's. That means he's home. Where is he? I'll bet he's back in his old room. Oh, Mason, you're back. You don't know how happy this makes me. I've waited for you for so long.
Listen, I could come back later if you'd like, when you're not in the middle of this photo session. Would that be better?
I wish we were. Nick is supposed to be so good.
Cruz, quit it. I told you there's no need for you to come back. Stay. We're not having a photo session. Janice is here, if you want to believe this, because she's going to meet my brother. You have a last name, don't you?
It's Harrison. Janice Harrison.
Janice, I'm Cruz Castillo. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is Nick Hartley. Nick, this is...
I found her in my apartment, officer. She broke in.
Ah, a friend of Dylan's?
Yes.
She was in the middle of taking a shower when I came in.
I guess it's time I got myself together. If you two will excuse me.
Yes, we'd be happy to.
I left my stuff in the bathroom. I'll get dressed in there.
This is interesting. Well, I just came by to ask you if Augusta had hired you.
Oh, yes, she did.
Good.
And thank you for the recommendation.
No problem.
Cruz, also, I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't say anything about this to Kelly, I'm not so sure that she would be as understanding as you.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me.
On second thought, maybe you should tell her just to find out what her reaction would be. She might not care at all.
Oh, no, I think she'd care a lot, Nick. I really think that she likes you a lot.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't want to do anything to rock the boat.
Good thinking. Well, I guess I better leave you alone here now with your Janice. Let me know what develops, as you photographers say.
Ha, ha, ha.
Mason, why didn't you tell me you were here, You awake? Mason, wake up and talk to me. Come on, Mason, I'm so anxious to talk. Mason?
Oh, who's that?
Mary!
Mason.
What's going on?
Well, that's what I'd like to know.
What? Oh, no, you poor thing. I forgot I gave you Mason's old room. I didn't tell Mason. He didn't know anything about it. He's drunk and he probably just got into bed. Didn't even realize you were here.
Well, just get him out of bed.
All right, I'll get him out. Come on, Mason, you better wake up. Oh, this is just awful. And you're a nun.
I used to be a nun.
Oh,
I don't
this
see
is
what's
too
so funny about
good.
that.
Oh, nothing is funny. I'm not laughing at you. Come on, Mason, wake up.
What is it?
Well, it's you. In a minute, you're going to be so embarrassed.
Who's here? There are two of you.
It's just us chickens.
Gina.
Yes?
Mary. Well, someone's honor is at stake here. I hope neither of you took advantage of me.
In the condition you're in?
I resent that remark. I was asleep and you just got in bed with me.
I did?
Mason, you were evicted while you were away, and we gave Mary a room.
Oh, well, I guess I owe you an apology then.
Oh, don't bother. Never mind. You keep the room. I'll just sleep somewhere else.
No, Mary, you have to stay here. It's the closest one to Cece's.
Yes, you at least have squatter's rights for the evening. I'll do the gentlemanly thing and find another place to stay. I deeply regret any inconvenience I may have caused you. You'll get a formal letter of apology in the morning.
It's all right. No harm was done.
Yes, well, I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell anyone that. I wouldn't want word to get around that I was harmless in any respect. I'll trust the discretion of you two ladies to keep that a secret. What I haven't figured out is what you're doing here, Gina.
Oh, well, I just came by to talk with you. I was hoping maybe you were still awake.
Well, maybe I still am. What did you want to talk about?
Business. Family business. There's an important meeting for Capital Enterprises tomorrow morning. We have to discuss strategy. It's very important we know exactly what we're going to do.
I was going to wash these next.
You can put them on while you tell me about Dylan.
All right. Well, we met off of St. Croix at about 6 fathoms. I was in my scuba gear, and he was just free diving. I let him breathe some of my oxygen so that he could stay down a little bit longer. Well, later, he tells me he's in medical school in Jamaica, so I decided to drop in on him and have a surprise. Well, the surprise was on me. As it turns out, he wasn't in medical school, and he hasn't been for years.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, shock. I even had him check the records out for me. Oh, he had enrolled all right and attended classes for 3 to 4 weeks. But after that, he dropped out, and he hasn't been there in almost 3 years.
No. There's got to be some mistake. They've made an error on the names. I know he's been attending there regularly.
There's no mistake. Because after I found out, I wrote to him at the post office we'd always used. I really read him the riot act. And after he found out, he called me back.
And what did he tell you?
I think he's proud of having gotten by with it for so long.
Well, if he hasn't been going to school, what the hell has he been doing?
Flying in Africa.
What?
He owns a plane now. He's hauling cargo, food, supplies to Ethiopians. And when he's not hauling food, he's flying for miners, tourists, you name it.
He's been doing that for 3 years? I've been scrimping and saving and sending him money for 3 years, and he took it all and he put it into airplanes when he was supposed to be getting a medical degree? I'll kill him!
He especially didn't want you to find out about it.
Well, I bet I know why. Because he knows what I would do to him. You know what I've put myself through? The jobs I have taken, washing dishes, driving cabs, photographing weddings. Last year, I bought myself a 1952 Pontiac that had 200,000 miles on it. I felt guilty about it for a month because I spent something on myself. And all the time he's been lying to me. I'll kill him with my bare hands.
Well, I guess you'll get your chance soon because I just talked to him and he said he's in trouble. And he's going to try and make it here to see you.
If he is stupid enough to come here, that'll be the second biggest mistake of his entire life. I promise you. If that man comes here, he's going to find out what trouble really is.
The great man himself. You wouldn't want to scoot over and make room for me, would you? First time in our lives we'd actually be sharing something. Well, why not? Well, that's better. It's kind of like breathing a pale Chablis. I don't suppose you'd give me a good price on one of these, could you? You really are sick, aren't you? The oldest hath borne most. We who are young shall never see so much nor live so long. Well, take heart, Dad. I've come home to stay. I'm going to take over Capwell Enterprises and maybe even run it better than you did. And while I've got the chance, I'm going to make sure that when you come out of this, if you come out of it, you're not going to be able to get me out of the company again. Capwell Enterprises and I are going to become one. Synonymous and inseparable. You watch. I'm just as ruthless as you are, only I'm much shrewder, Dad. See, you just wanted to cover the Capwell name with glory. My ambitions are much higher, much nobler. I want to show the old man that I can do things better than he can. I think I can do it, too. I know nobody can stop me from trying. So you just rest. You can now, you know. Easy lies the head that doesn't wear the crown. I'm going to take that burden from you, Dad. And who knows? I just may turn out to be the son you always wanted and never knew you had.
Why didn't he tell me or anybody else in the family?
Because he knew you'd be against it.
He's right. Damn him!
Yes?
He told you a lot about me, huh?
Nick, he also told me how nuts he is about flying. How he faked his name and age just to get lessons.
Did he also tell you how he took a plane up illegally and flew it around for hours even before he had his own license, huh? I can't believe this. We all thought he was going to make such a terrific doctor. In school, he was always so terrific in biology and chemistry. We were so proud of him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of good that does now.
Well, I can see Dylan chose the wrong person to come to for help.
You're right about that.
Nick, I have to tell you, Dylan didn't tell me he was in trouble. He said he was in danger.
Oh, well, there's a big difference there, huh?
The way he told me, it sounded serious. I'm worried about him.
Well, good for you. I find it impossible to worry about a brother who's been ripping me off for 3 years. All right. When he comes here, you want to tell me how I can get him in touch with you?
Well, that's another thing. I was hoping I could stay here until he shows up.
Oh, no. No chance.
Dylan told me I might be in danger, too.
What?
All he told me was to stay out of sight, so I thought if I could stay here tonight, I'll get up tomorrow and find another place.
No. No chance, I'm sorry.
Sure, I understand.
So where are you going to go?
Oh, I don't know, maybe the beach. It looked nice and wide.
A not very subtle bid for my sympathy, Janice.
Look, Dylan's brother, I don't beg favors from anybody. I am here because of a favor for Dylan, not because I need a free place to crash.
All right. You can stay the night. But tomorrow, you leave.
Poor Mason?
Well, Eden, you're prowling the battlements late this evening?
Never mind about me. What the hell are you doing here?
Mary, I know this hasn't been the happiest introduction to the Capwell household for you. I'm really sorry about that.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I think I'll let you go back to sleep now. I really better check up on Mason to make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble.
You obviously take very good care of him.
Well, I take my responsibility to all the Capwell children very seriously. Oh, you should really lock this door so other people don't stumble in and out.
Good idea.
Night.
What are you doing here, Mason? And why are you wearing Daddy's robe?
I neglected to bring a robe of my own.
I don't know what's going on in your head, but don't you know that you are not welcome here anymore?
Not welcome in my own house.
You know how Daddy feels about it. I think you should just run along to your own apartment.
No, I'm not going to do that, Eden. I've come home to stay, so you're just going to have to adjust to it. I want to be back in the bosom of my family again. You don't mind if I'm in your bosom, do you?
I mind if you're in the same world with me right now, Mason. You and Gina both. I think what you did was despicable and disgusting. And I want you both out of here.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I just had a long talk with Dad, and he gave me permission to stay as long as I like.
Don't do that. Don't make fun of his condition. Damn you, Mason.
It's your trouble, Eden. You've always taken everything too seriously. You need to learn to laugh more.
Not at things like that.
Oh, good, Mason, here you are. I've looked everywhere for you.
And you know she has, too. How'd you two arrange this? Where'd you dig him up, Gina?
Well, he came back on his own. Isn't it wonderful?
So the two of you decided to stake a claim. Well, it's not going to last for very long.
We'll see what happens after tomorrow. Now, remember the board meeting I told you about in the morning? Mason's going to be there.
I don't care how many clowns you bring with you, Mason. It's not going to do any good.
You know, Eden, I hate to have to do it, but I'm going to have to take you down a peg or two. Dad's been too lenient with you. It's made for a nasty disposition.
You're going to see just how nasty if you try anything funny.
All-out war, huh?
Mm-hmm. You know, if I had my say, you wouldn't say anything as far as business was concerned, and you wouldn't be in this house either.
You hear how she talks? You'd think that all those European finishing schools would have made her a little more gentle, a little more refined. You talk too tough for a young lady, Eden. We'll have to do something about that.
Oh, can I teach her a lesson, Mason, please?
Gina, I don't think you're qualified to teach anybody anything, except maybe how to cheat on a husband. Oh, gee, maybe that's one of your gentleman callers now.
She's a lot of fun, isn't she, Mason? I'm glad you're back.
Let her talk.
Hi, you ready to go?
All right, come on in. I can't go now.
What's wrong?
Mason's home. He's drunk, as usual.
Oh, I resent that. I've been sober for hours. You two run along and play houseboat. I think I'll just bed down right here.
Mason, I'm not going to argue about this right now, but you are leaving tomorrow.
Good night, Eden. Good night, Cruz. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that we may say good night till it be morrow.
I don't think you should hang around this loony bin. I think you should come home with me.
I think that's a really good idea. Let's just go.
I've never made love in a fountain before, wet or dry.
Oh, Gina. Now, I hate to disappoint you, but I do have a terrible headache.
I know, Mason.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. You've given me hope and strength, and I love you.
Just wandering out of that house as if it were a flop house, half drunk, totally objectionable.
It's time to calm down now, darling. You've been going on about Mason all the way over
Yeah,
here.
well, I don't like it. Gina thinks she's got him eating out of her hand, and they could block anything I try to do. Well, you know the funny part of it is? They could. I'm going to end up fighting my own brother for control of the corporation. You know what Mason's always wanted to be, don't you?
What?
Cece. It's his dream. And everybody else's nightmare. He wants to run the family, he wants to run the business, and nothing's going to get in his way. Nothing's going to stop him until he's done it. Well, I'm going to stop him. He may be able to outsmart other people, but not me.
Gina, you don't mean that. I think you're the one that's had too much to drink.
No, I haven't.
You know, a dry fountain's a lot like an extinct volcano. Neither is a good place to spend the night.
Well, then get out of there and come up to my room.
No, Gina, that's how we got in trouble the first time. No more of that. Thank you.
You can sleep on the sofa.
No. I'm determined to sleep here. Always wanted to sleep in this fountain, and now I'm going to do it. Dad wouldn't let me when I was a kid.
Mason, it's too late to go back and do all the things you couldn't when you were a little boy. We have to talk about tomorrow.
Not tonight.
Mason, we've got a fight on our hands. You have to really be on your toes. I know Eden, and she'll pull every dirty trick in the book.
Well, we're all Capwell's commandos, trained to fight to the death and give no quarter.
I know she's your sister, but you have to show no mercy. This is a fight to the death, Mason, and whoever survives can control Capwell Enterprises. And it has to be our side.
I'm tired, Gina.
Mason, don't go to sleep. We have to make strategies for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we won't have time. Please, wake up. Come on.
You know, in a happier time, you could have been Catherine the Great, and I could have gotten a good night's sleep. All right. Let's talk strategy.
I've seen it happen time and time again. Mason trying to outsmart everyone. He's willing to do anything. The man has no morals.
Darling, you've been going on about this for 20 minutes now.
All right. I'm sorry. Guess I really don't have anything to worry about. I just do not want to let my father down.
Hey, listen, you want to do me a favor?
What, shut up?
Besides that.
What?
Well, you see this ladder? How about if I were to hold on to it and you would climb up to that storage space up there?
Wasn't that how you hurt your leg?
Yeah, but you know, at that time the boat rocked real violently. I think maybe a tidal wave came by or something. I don't know.
Well, what's up there that's worth a leg?
Just, your engagement ring. Which, if you recall, is actually worth a leg and an arm. Or an arm and a leg, if you want to put it cool. Would you dig it out for me?
I would love to. Give me a kiss. You know, if I would have been here, you wouldn't have been hurt. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I know that.
Let me see here. You shouldn't let me leave.
Yeah, I know that too. I won't in the,
Oh, hold these.
in the future.
And you shouldn't let me get too caught up in business either. Where is that dumb? Hold on. I think I got it. All right. Hold this.
Good, yeah, well. No, you come on, you bring it down. I'll help you down here.
What are you doing?
I'm helping you down.
Here you go.
I want you to wear this thing.
Cruz, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I just don't think right now is the appropriate time for an engagement.
Why not?
I just think it would be kind of unfeeling, you know, and my dad, I just don't want everyone thinking that I'm running around being happy while my father's dying. I would hate to remember our engagement with guilty feelings.
Now, Eden, you're forgetting it was your father who wanted us to be together. I mean, he knows we want to get married. He's all for it.
That was before.
Well, what do you say we make it a secret engagement then? Okay, I don't have to make any big announcement, but I love you. I want you. And I want people to know about it. If they see this ring on your finger, they're gonna know that not only are you spoken for, you're shouted about.
Well, if you put it that way, how could I refuse?
You can't. So wear it, okay? And remember, one day soon, I'm talking soon, you and I are gonna pull our ponies off of this merry-go-round. Right off into the sunset together.
You know, I'm afraid once I marry you, I'm no longer going to be a challenge to you anymore.
I think you'll always be a challenge.
Are you sure after you say I do, you're not going to doze off?
I think you can do something about that. Make sure I don't.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
I think you know what it is.
What, like that? Huh?
That's a start. I should warn you, once the horse gets out of the corral, he keeps running for hours.
Now, I learned in life you have to go after what you want, and you can't stop until you get it. Now, that's what I want you to do tomorrow. Know what you want and go after it.
Gina, I really don't need this pep talk. I'm just as determined as you are. What I need is a couple of aspirin and some juice to take them with. Otherwise, I won't be in any shape to fight anybody tomorrow.
All right, you stay right here. I'll get them for you.
Thank you. Mary, wait a minute. I really do owe you an apology. I know I must have scared you to death, but I really didn't know there was anybody in that room, much less in the bed when I got in it.
You don't have to apologize.
Well, I feel like a complete fool. Worse, I feel like a fool without a memory. Did anything happen?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I hope I behaved myself. I'd hate to think that I missed out on something just because I was too drunk to remember that I did something I should have remembered missing out. Do you follow that?
You can relax. Nothing at all happened.
Oh. Well, I have mixed feelings about that.
Do you always wear pajamas to bed?
Only here. I never know when I might be thrown out of the house.
Oh, well, good night.
Night, Mary. Would you look at that? There. So I'll know I didn't dream it in the morning.
Well, Santa Barbara is back on Sky One screens tomorrow at the same time of 2:20. The classic show The Brady Bunch is in half an hour's time at 3:15. But first, on this Wednesday afternoon, Wife of the Week. See you soon.